I'm still analyzing the information I got from Shahid, but so far it checks out. He's been busy. So is Halbeck.
So there was a connection between Al-Samad and Halbeck.
Looks that way. But what worries me is why. According to this, Halbeck's got 3 targets. Taipei, Rome, and Moscow. Transmitting the information now. Looks like the missiles were shipped through Moscow. Halbeck's got a distributor there. Or had one. As for Rome, it looks like an Al-Samad cell was activated, but I don't know why. And in Taipei, Ronald Sung, the president of Taiwan. Someone's been ordered to assassinate him.
This doesn't make sense. What does Halbeck hope to gain?
A profit. Halbeck wants to raise global tensions, spark a Cold War, and turn the world into their private marketplace.
They'll be able to secure military contracts and a steady consumer base for their weapons for years to come, if they succeed.
I need to get this information where it will do some good.
No one will listen, Mike. Not only are you rogue, but Halbeck's got an inside Alpha protocol somehow. If you're caught...
I know. Execution, imprisonment, possibly another lecture by Westridge. I'm on my own.
No, not exactly. They used you. But we can use Alpha Protocol. There's so many levels of secrecy to it. Not even the staff know all the resources the program has.
Like?
Safe houses, weapons. If you're going after these targets, you'll need a base of operations in each city. I can dig up some spots that aren't listed in any records.
Like this one?
Better. I think. It sounds like you're going after these targets then.
You better believe I am. They screwed me over in Saudi. Now it's time for me to return the favor.
All right, Mike.
Also, I don't like that they used me to do their dirty work, sending me to kill Shahid and get their merchandise back. No way am I letting them get away with that.
Judging from the data, Mike, it may be a good thing. If Halbeck's trying to cause a Cold War...
They've made a mistake. They're going to cause a real one.
The reporter. The photographer?
Scarlet.
You met her leaving Saudi, then in Taipei. But after that, we lost track of her.
Was that a question? If so, it's classified.
I always wondered how you two happened to meet. Coincidence?
I don't know.
You wouldn't believe the day I've had.
Misery loves company. Care to share?
No, not really. Same old Saudi Arabia.
Not quite like the brochure, huh?
I'm Scarlet.
Mike.
So, Mike, what brings you to this exciting corner of the world?
I'm in claims and acquisitions for Halbeck, apparently. Still getting a feel for the job.
Oh.
That was my reaction. Or was that an O, as in I've never heard of Halbeck?
Oh, as in the sense of yes, I've heard of Halbeck, military and construction contractor. That name comes up a lot in this region.
That's right. So if you're familiar with the area, that would make you a... Those your legs?
Other page.
Cover story by Scarlet Lake. Photojournalist.
One of the best.
Dangerous work around these parts, I'd imagine.
If there's no risk, it's not important.
I think you're onto something.
Here, call me. I have a lot of contacts in the area. Maybe we can work out a trade. If you should hear anything, of course.
If I hear anything juicy, you're the first person I'll call.
I appreciate that. You know, there's something about you. Makes me think I might just be sitting next to a headline.
Sorry to disappoint you, but I'm just a normal guy.
Are you sure?
Mostly.
Okay, if you say so.
Bad things happen to all kinds of people. You might get lucky.
I think I'll keep an eye on you regardless.
I'd appreciate that.
Welcome to Moscow, Mike. How do you like your new apartment?
Nice digs. I see where all that Black Ops funding really goes now.
Invoking Alpha Protocol does have its upside.
Jealous.
Of you freezing your butt off in Moscow? Not so much. Although there is a certain appeal to sitting in that loft drinking cocoa while you're crawling around in the snow.
Ooh, you're a cruel woman.
All right, down to business then. Do you have a plan of attack for Moscow?
I've got a few leads from Saudi to follow up on. We'll see where those take me.
Sounds like a solid plan. What will you follow up on first?
Not sure yet. The missile launchers were moved through Leningradsky Station. There might be intel there. I've also got a CIA informant codenamed Grigori and a mob underboss called Lazo.
Finding those missiles is important, although more information would be helpful. But from his file, Grigori looks like the type who would sell information about you to interested parties. Lazo might be able to provide some leads too.
Getting the lay of the land would be helpful. I'd rather not walk into an ambush if I can help it.
Smart plan. Call me when you have anything.
Grigori, I'm Agent Michael Thornton. I was hoping we could speak privately. Just two men having a drink, sharing secrets. But not in that way.
Why are you wasting my time?
Drinking alone is time well spent then. I'll toast to that. A cough like that, this bar may not be the best place to hang out. Secondhand smoking.
I quit 3 times this month. Second-hand smoke is my way of getting by, Agent.
I'm Mike Thornton. You already know the agent part.
It is written all over you like a billboard. I am Grigori, but you knew that, or you would not have come here.
Well, I didn't mean to interrupt your coughing, or your drinking, but I wanted to know who Halbeck's friends are here in Moscow.
What specifically do you wish to know? If they have friends at all? Now that is a question in itself.
I want to know who Halbeck's working with.
That is a difficult question, but I know someone who would know the answer. There is a man, Sergei Surkov. He runs several businesses in Moscow. He may know who Halbeck is dealing with.
Sergei Surkov. Running a check on the name now. We're getting a lot of hits. He shouldn't be hard to find. Although judging from his contact list, figuring out where his next appointment is could take some time.
Alright, I think I can wait a little longer. And there's a few other leads I'd like to track down.
You were planning to investigate Leningradsky station, yes? Maybe you can do me a favor.
A favor?
Your American missiles are not the only cargo that comes through the station. If you go, maybe you could divert these shipments, accidentally, of course.
What, you mean change the shipping labels? And me without my label maker.
It is more simple than that. The box destination is stenciled on the side, but it is a code. Change it with a marker, and the boxes will end up somewhere else. To a friend of ours who will be happy to reimburse us, maybe do a little business with you.
I'll think about it.
Do that. And if you need a place to buy weapons, armor, devices, I can help you there too. I may not know Halbeck, but I know many others who are not friends of theirs.
I'd appreciate that. What's the price tag for the reference?
Directing a customer to a shopkeeper friend, no price tag, just business.
Alright. Thanks, Grigori. I appreciate it.
I appreciate you not being an asshole when talking to me, Michael. Other agents, too stiff. Others, too much cowboy. You come to me as a human being. Should be rewarded, no?
Put on some music.
Ha! Break us history. I'm the big man in Moscow.
Lazo has been terminated. Move out.
What the hell's going on here? What, nothing to say? I want to know what you're doing here. Who sent you? Make another move and I'll have to fire.
Mike, are you still there?
I'm here.
Someone was jamming the frequency. Are you all right?
Yeah, I think so. What's up with the connection? Looks like something's interfering with the transmission. Or... Great. You guys again. And I take it you're the leader? I ran into a little friend of yours tonight, hanging out with your G22 buddies. She's quite the little firecracker, although she doesn't talk much. Well, except with those pistols of hers.
That would be my bodyguard, sis. And I know you spared her life. That's why I'm calling.
I didn't want to fight her. I was only there for Lazo. But she didn't give me much choice.
It was under my orders, Mike. But I didn't realize you would be there. Else, I would have instructed Sis to behave differently.
So should I ask what G22 is doing in Moscow? You guys sure seem to get around.
It's a rather long answer, Mike. One I'd like to discuss more, if you'd be up for it.
Is your bodyguard invited? If so, I'll need body armor.
I'm afraid it's required she be present. We're not supposed to be apart. It's how G22 operates in the field. But like you, I tend to bend the rules for the sake of the greater good. I'll leave the choice up to you, but I can't wait long. If you want to discuss your future, then meet me at the following coordinates. It isn't far. And come alone.
Alright. but I better not be walking into an ambush. And tell Sis to keep her distance.
I will do so. I will not wait long, Mike. So if you want to speak to me, you'll have to do it soon.
Beautiful night. Let's not ruin it by shooting each other.
It's all right, Sis. Hello, Mike. No trouble finding the place, I hope.
You wanted to meet face to face. Why?
I wanted to talk about you and the organization I represent. You spared Sis's life. For that, you have my thanks.
I have something of hers. Here.
Did she give that to you? I see. The locket is a childhood memento. Perhaps those days are gone. Regardless, thank you for sparing her life. The gratitude comes from both of us, it seems.
That locket? It's not a childhood memento.
Excuse me?
The locket. It depicts St. George and the dragon. According to the legend, townsfolk fed their children to the dragon out of fear to prevent its wrath. Eventually, the king agreed to feed his own daughter to the beast.
I'm not sure I like the implication, Agent Thornton.
I wasn't aware there was one. I'm guessing only she knows how St. George factors in. But I'm wondering who G22 is in the story, and who you are. I'm sure Sis could clear it up. If she wanted to tell us, that is.
She can't.
Can't? Or won't?
She's a mute. Let's walk. Sis will make sure we're not interrupted.
All right. So, what did you want to talk about?
I know to all outward appearances you're a rogue agent. I also know about Alpha Protocol, and in your case, it's being used for its intended purpose.
Wasn't my choice, really. One of my associates made the decision for me.
I disagree. You had other options, I'm sure. Did enacting Alpha Protocol change your mission?
No.
Then you should be proud of your accomplishment.
What accomplishment?
It's not often that one gets to turn the tools of their own government against them, and for the right reasons. And Alpha Protocol? It is a powerful tool.
Between Halbeck and you, I'm beginning to feel like everyone knows about Alpha Protocol.
It may seem that way. I'd argue you're simply traveling in a smaller circle here, on the fringe of international politics.
I don't know what you want, Albatross. G22's agenda? Doesn't seem like you have one.
No. We have aspirations, as does any government. But we believe that agendas are accomplished by careful study and observation. If the status quo is disrupted, it makes predicting triggers and events more difficult.
You sound like one of the analysts of Alpha Protocol I know.
Alpha Protocol has always had someone in that role. It helps them function as intended, no matter what iteration of the program. It's an odd thing. A government-sponsored program whose purpose is to prevent being policed by its own government. Now, what kind of foundation is that for a country?
I guess you have to trust your country and act in its best interests.
Do you trust your country?
I do. I believe in the mission.
I propose we become allies.
What, I become a member of G22?
No. I propose we cooperate. You will find that as extensive as Alpha Protocol's leftover safe houses and gadgets are, well, G22 has access to much more.
And the price?
Let us say I owe you. You've already paid me, in the only currency I value. What do you say?
All right. I need all the friends I can get. And for some reason, I trust you.
You won't regret it, Mike. We're out of time, I'm afraid. Thank you for listening to me, Mike. I know you have a great deal of work ahead of you.
Albatross, I need to know something.
Yes. What?
This business with Halbeck. I can still prevent it, right? There's a way to stop them. This isn't going to end well, is it?
Mike, it never does.